Hello, George. Titan Ninja Food Forest, if you're not familiar. I'm gonna make a video on our red wiggler composting system. But I also want to show that it encompasses everything here. It's all permaculture principle that we say, turning waste into surplus. But that's the truth of it. We take things that would be our waste streams. I hear the lawnmowers and leaf blowers going in the background. I saw a big pile out at the curb of branches and sticks and leaves. Instead, we leave all that here and it breaks down to become this gorgeous soil we have. This is the chicken area. Still, if I dig down to the soil here, through that mulch, I was making that out, it's just a gorgeous soil. Black, rich, full of life. So the ways we do that is by leaving that ohm. If you've seen my videos before, we leave the ohm here. No leaf blowers, leave the organic matter in place, don't take it to the curb. But honestly, that organic matter is how this earth has built so much soil in so many years. I saw a reminder on a video I was watching this morning. We've lost 70% of our topsoil in 50 years, something close to that, from the way we farm, from the way we build our cities, from the way we design. So instead, learning to use these waste sources, like these leaves, sticks, food scraps, as we'll have a look in a minute, and finding ways to feed the diversity on our property to build that soil. Most properties around here have a hard, dark clay as we started with. When we look here in our annual garden and in the perennial food forest surrounding it, it's just dark, rich soil everywhere. The chicken's been in here digging. Look over here, it's the same. Get into that fig root. We're real dry right now, but even that without watering, we have swale systems to go through here. I'm gonna get off track if I'm not careful. One look at the soil in here, we'll go look at the red wiggler compost. Again, we're bringing lots of wood chips. There's a wood chipper in the area. Down below that, we'll see the soil all over here. It's just gorgeous. These starts I do out of my own soil mixes using the red wiggler compost mixed with the compost. Made a video earlier showing the ducks feeding themselves on the worms that are in the compost over here. This is just our thermophilic compost, our hot compost. After years of having this, it's right full of worms as well. So making those out. Can't see the, yeah, there we go. But inside here, it's gonna be real cold the next few nights. So I brought the worm compost in here. It's a two-bin system. So I've got an upper and a lower bin. As one finishes, I'll change them around, take that out, empty it, collect those worms that are left. Most of them harvest themselves. And start feeding it on the top, making the top one now the bottom one. What I mean harvest themselves is there's all these holes through this and in the bottom. So as the bottom compost starts finishing, there's no food source, I'll be feeding in this top bin and the worms will come up and harvest themselves looking for that food. Let's have a look in here real quick. So I cover this with a little bit of carbon, the wood chips, as they finish up the food down below. They move their way into this top one. So right now I'm going to dig a hole in there, put our food scraps in, and cover it back up with that carbon so it doesn't smell. And place it inside of that. Inside of that. Use your words, George. Inside of the other bin. A friend used to work with me to say that all the time. Use your words, George. That was funny. So I'll dig this hole in the center. Taking our kitchen scraps, there'll be that waste product, and creating this black gold out of them. There'll be that in the center, covering it with castings and worm compost, with a straw over top of that. I even put a third bin on top, just to keep the critters out. So that's taking our food scraps, our food waste, and helping create the surplus with it. As well as that hot compost doing the same thing. So our thermophilic, which is the hot composting, using the thermophilic microbes, I believe. Look up that for me. And then making that compost even better by having the worms in there and consuming that, putting that through their systems. And the third type we have is just composting in place, chopping and dropping. And in these swale systems I have here. I showed this one in another video. Where I can dig right down without getting that orange clay way down there. And just gorgeous soil. And we top dress the beds below it. Fill that back up with wood chips, and they compost over the winter. I've got lots of videos about that. Change can be better than a holiday. I'm George, Fat Ninja Food Forest. Peace.